All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of No Balls, No Glory. I am your host, the People's Champ, and I don't do this alone. I do this with my people. I do it with the crew, the sports gurus. Say what's up to our listeners, sports gurus.
What's up, everybody?
All right, we're going to introduce people from my left to my right. Start off with our girl, Crystal Clear. Introduce yourself to the people, Crystal Clear.
It's Crystal Clear in the house. How's everybody doing?
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. We're gonna introduce you to the best stat man in the game, Stat Philly. Introduce yourself to him, brother.
What Philly, man?
Stat Philly in the house. What's going on, team? Bringing the facts. Facts, not fiction, as always. And you know the motto, with no balls, there is no glory. If you're tuning in with us, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that like button too.
All right. Hey, next we're gonna swing it on over to my man, West 10. What's up, West 10? Introduce yourself to him, man.
What's going on, man? Mr. West Tennessee. Just hit him, man. Keeping it real down in the Ville, man. You know, here to give y'all the facts, man. Excited about the show, too. Excited to see you, too, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day to you all.
Coach, introduce yourself to the people, Coach. They miss you, man. Introduce yourself to them, Coach, again.
Hey, how everybody doing? It's Coach. That's what I've been doing the last 3 episodes in the gym with my boys. You know, I'm rocking this old Expo cap here. Let's get ready to go.
The Coach rocking the good old Expo, man.
Oh, and by the way, 1.9 million day. Man, I should have had that agent.
Hey, man, that's a great agent, man. I can literally say that was a hell of a deal, man. We might as well kick it off with that, man. Hey, today, Bobby Bonilla Day, man. Bobby Bo Day, man. What y'all thinking out there, man? 1.9 million.
All I'm gonna say is that these young guys today ought to go look up Bobby Bonilla. These young guys today don't know who these guys that paved the way for him, but Bobby and his agent, you know, you ain't gonna spend all that money at one time. Defer that money, you know, and man, that man getting paid 1.9 million every July 1st until 2035. You know, he hasn't played or pitched a baseball or hit a baseball since 2001.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
and still getting paid. Hey, that's good retirement money. 1.9 million every July 1st.
Every July 1st, man. Just going to the bank, man. That's basically what you're doing, man. Going straight to the bank, man.
He said, I mean, hey, that was a smart move by his agent and by him, because like I said, these guys today, they want to pocket that money and spend that money all in one place. And next thing you know, 5 years later, where all my money at? You know, so
right.
There's nothing wrong with deferring it. You can't spend all that money in 1 year anyway. So
no, I totally agree with that, Coach, man. You can't spend it all in one place, man. You cannot spend it all in one place, man. So why not just say, hey, I'm finna get this money. I'm finna defer this money, and I don't have to jump on it and spend it like I'm crazy and everything, man.
I thought Allen Iverson's Reebok deal was genius.
Hold on, man. Is this to 2035 though?
2035.
2035.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's damn close to be Bobby Bo Day.
Well, it's Bobby Bo Day, you know. But like I said, I also think it depends on the lifestyle you live or try to live, you know.
Yeah.
And Bobby signed that contract, and I mean, next thing I was like, what? He deferring it, and then you don't get the realization of it until you see it every July 1st. He look at the bank statement and see I got 1.9 million in there. You know?
Yeah.
Hey,
and
1.9 million.
Baseball is the most guaranteed money.
Yeah, man.
Sports. So if
most guaranteed.
If he get hurt, he good. I mean, they gonna live that up. They gonna hold their end of the bar. Baseball hold their end.
But see, that's the thing though, man. We try, me and Coach, hey, we try to tell these kids, a lot of these kids, man, you try to tell them, man, hey, your best bet is playing baseball, man. You got a better shot going in baseball. Basketball, man, it's only
400 jobs.
That's it. You got 2 rounds to get drafted in. Football, you got 7 rounds to get drafted in. Baseball, you have 50 rounds, man. Prior to this pandemic, it was a 50-round draft. And then you got your levels. You got rookie ball, then you got single A, then you got high A, then you got double A, then you got triple A. I mean, you got levels that get you developed in. Yes, sir, Coach.
You just hit it right there. You know, we in a microwave society, and take Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray could have been a big time signee for the Oakland A's, #1 pick.
Yes.
And Kyler Murray took that Arizona offer because he was gonna make it to the show day one. We don't want to ride buses to develop ourselves, you know, and you go in baseball. The only player I remember that went straight from high school one day to the mound the next day, and it was David Clyde, left-hand pitcher for the Texas Rangers. And who is David Clyde today? Nobody knows who David Clyde is. Because high school kid, it's tough for him to go straight from high school, even as a #1 pick, or even college, and play, because you gotta learn the game. You know, you gotta develop your mind, your body, and you gotta learn the game. Basketball has made it where it's easy for these kids to just go 1 year out of high school and straight into the league. And there's no travel, there's no development. It just goes straight into the league.
That's it.
Baseball, and I think I look at a lot of these basketball teams coming up, kids coming up, and football kids coming up that play these sports. Man, I've seen these kids play baseball. They could be some heck of a baseball players. It's just they don't have the passion to play the game because they don't have the desire to go through the system.
Right.
So you get drafted today, you may not get into the major leagues until 5-6 years from now. So and those bus rides through the Rocky Mountains of Tennessee to go to this game, to that game, you know, and not going to the airport, getting in first class. And hey, that's not what they want to do.
Oh man,
they looking at all of this instant money and instant fame and stuff that they get, and they want it right away. It's not.
They don't want
that only
it,
happens
man.
for us. That only happens for select I guess what they don't realize, that only happens for a select few. Now everybody coming out the gate get a LeBron James Nike contract.
They're not gonna get that deal.
No, they not. But like I say, you know, I look into I talk to some of these kids that I grew up baseball because you know, back then it wasn't no unlimited football. You know, you had weight, you had to be a certain weight to play. I couldn't play high school. I played 1 year junior football, and then the weight was an issue. I didn't play again until high school. But now you got unlimited football. Basketball was unheard of for me coming up because it was so. Well, that big guy, you know, they're not basketball players. I didn't touch a basketball until I was in the 8th grade, played in high school. Today, you know, like I say, baseball in the summer, that's all it was baseball. You didn't touch no other ball. It was baseball.
Baseball, baseball.
And there are some kids that's out here that are very talented. There are some kids that went to college as basketball players, probably were better baseball players. Again, it comes down to they gonna give that shot. I had a kid that I coached, played on my, which Brian knows about my Jaguar teams, played shortstop. Cincinnati Red coach scout came out to Fairground Park. We talking about Fairground Park. And he said, what's the chances of that kid playing baseball? He got a good chance to be a top draft pick. I said, if you can get him off the basketball court, you can have him. He's strong arm, hit the ball. Couldn't get that kid off the court. He come back to me years later and said, Coach, biggest mistake I made was not giving baseball a shot.
Man.
So, and regretting it today, I told him, I said, hey, that was the decision you made. So that's what it come down to.
He still didn't end up that bad, Coach. He went down to TCU, man.
Yeah, he went down there and did some things down there, but people always told him, said, hey, you know, how many, and that's the thing that goes on today, how many 6'3" guys in the NBA? You know, they wanted him, he got recruited at Tennessee State to play D-back, but he said, if I'm going to college, I'm a quarterback. But when he came off the field, his last high school game, he said, he looked at me straight. He said, I'm not playing football anymore. He said, man, you got 300-pound guys running me down. He said, it's time for me to go. You know? He said, and when they catch you, they hit. You know?
They lay the lumber on you, man.
They lay the lumbers. 300-pound guys running 4.6 40s, you know.
Man, that was that right there, Coach, is a perfect segue into the College World Series finals, man. Congratulations, shout out to Mississippi State University, man. The 2021 College World Series world champs. They knocked out Vandy yesterday 9-0. And the crazy thing about that, the last two games Mississippi State and Vandy played, Mississippi State outscored Vandy 22-2. And last night's game, they lost 9-0, and they only had one hit last night. Vandy only mustered up one hit last night.
Total domination by Mississippi State.
And then the projected number 2 or number 3 overall draft choice, Kumar Rocker, he didn't have some of his good stuff last night, man. He was struggling trying to find the curveball. He couldn't spot nothing last night. And Mississippi State, a good hitting team, man. They sitting dead red. If you can't get your curveball across, man, hey, we know you coming dead red, and we just go sit on it. If you can't get the curveball across, we know you coming dead red. So Dak was at the game. Good thing. Hey, what was so cool about that, man? Dak turned around and gave the whole team Beats headphones, man. Gave the entire team Beats headphones.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
the whole team, the whole baseball team got Beats headphones.
Well, I'm glad for Dak's sake that he saw somebody win for a change.
Oh, man.
He ain't saw that. He ain't saw that in a minute.
Hey, Dak was elated last night, man. You thought Dak was on the pitch on the Mississippi State staff, man. He was pumped up and everything, man.
Yeah, I mean, first pitch of the game, line drive, base hit.
Line drive, base hit to right
first
field.
First pitch of the game, but like I said, they both in the same conference, and they had a book on Kumar, and that's the toughest thing about you play each other all year long, right? And their thing was to get him off the field, but the thing was his defense let him down primarily where he threw the outfield, the error that he threw where it would have been ending in double play, and he couldn't get the fastball, he couldn't get the curveball over. The middle innings, he kind of settled down a little bit, but he was dejected, and he did what in the major leagues he probably would have got fined because the manager came to get him. He flipped the ball to him and walked off before the manager got to the mound. But I mean, he was just disappointed, in how things panned out, but after they scored 7 runs in the first inning of the first game, Vandy scored 3 runs.
Yeah.
The rest of the series. So you're talking about 26 innings, you score 3 runs, or you're not gonna win baseball games not scoring. You gotta score.
You gotta score, man.
Score, you know?
Hey, I gotta check on my boy West 10, man. Hey, did they burn down Nashville last night, man? Because I know them Vandy fans was probably just, oh man, how many people that jumped off the bridge West 10 into the lake, man, to the river, man?
It ain't been that severe. It ain't been that severe. It ain't like
I'm just asking, man, because you know they love they Vanderbilt baseball, man.
Yeah, they definitely love them Commodores here, man. They definitely love Vanderbilt. But it ain't like the hockey team or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But they definitely got love for them. I ain't seen nothing drastic happen to that match.
Okay.
The thing that I didn't like was Vandy's AD having to address the racism toward Vandy's parents. I guess that's the penalty we have for having young black kids that want to play baseball. You know, that didn't make. I didn't like that. You know, we talking 2021, and you got this kind of mess going around. You know, and her having to address that in the middle of a World Series. You know, I didn't like that.
Who? Kumar Rocker's mom?
Addressed it toward her. But you know, Vandy they had 3, 4, 5 black guys out here. That leadoff kid, that freshman, he's nice, you know.
Oh man, what's his name? I forgot his name. Bradwell.
Yeah, Braswell.
Bradwell. Yeah.
He must be a idol or something of Willie McGee. Where's number 51?
Oh yeah,
and his style in center field is he walked like him and everything, you know.
Same as Willie, man.
You know, but their first 2 batters in the lineup were black kids, and they're young, and I like that from that standpoint because, you know, I guess Vandy go out and they recruit the best athlete, whether he's black or white, you know, and
they want the best athlete.
You know, and like I say, there are some black baseball players out here. You just got to be able to have the discipline to play the game, and you just got to just be patient, you know, and work your way through the system. You're not going straight from Florida State or even back in the days of Arizona State when they had the top baseball teams in the program. Them kids didn't go straight. Bob Horner did not go straight from Arizona State to the Braves.
Right.
So it's just a lot of patience that you had to have for that.
Bonds didn't go straight from Arizona State to the show neither.
And they put together some baseball teams back in the day.
They did. They put together some tough baseball teams, man. But like I said, man, shout out to Mississippi State, man. One thing about that Mississippi State team I can share. I used to coach Legion baseball. We used to go down there in Tupelo, Mississippi, and play in the classic every year, man. And it'd be coaches from Ole Miss and Mississippi State. They be down there fighting over these players and everything. And literally, these kids came from the weight room and left football practice. And I didn't talk to some of the coaches down there, the baseball coaches and the parents. These kids go from football practice. They didn't lift weight. They lift the little weights, went to football practice, and then as soon as they leave football practice, they go on the baseball field and play a fall ball baseball game. So I mean,
that's work.
That's dedication. That's dedication
work.
And these guys right down in Mississippi, man, they be trying to snatch these guys up, man. Mississippi is a hotbed for baseball, man, and good, talented baseball as well.
Man. When I was playing with the Knights and they had a big tournament out at Fairground, his team from Mississippi came up, Jackson, Mississippi, some brothers. And, you know, and people laughed at him because he came out there with some silk socks on and country looking this and that. Man, but when they got on that field, they wasn't laughing at these dudes bringing heat. They're running. I mean, there's always been some talent down in Mississippi when it comes to baseball. Always black and white. I mean, and there's always been good talent down there. And that kid yesterday, he stepped up on 3 days rest, 3 walks and 1 hit through 7 innings. I thought the boy was gonna pitch a no-hitter.
I did too, man. He hit that groove, like we say.
Hit that groove.
He hit
they
that
let him
groove
off the hook after the 2nd inning, and he retired 13 or 16 in a row.
They first that first inning was the inning to really put him. He was struggling finding his pitches. Bradwell helped him out a lot. It was 2-0, and he, instead of taking just to see what he got working him and everything, he swung at it. Then he foul tipped one back, and then he struck out on the ball that almost hit his back foot.
That ball did hit his back foot, and I coached you, and you know I was cussing when he swung at that 2-0 pitch.
Oh, I know you was hot, coach.
Because that ball, first of all, wasn't in the strike zone.
Yes.
But it's 2-0. Make this guy work. He on 3 days rest. Make this guy work. You know, and he swung at that now, and then he struck out a pitch down. I said, take your little butt back, undisciplined self back to the bench.
Right.
You a leader. And then he walked the next guy. And if that guy hadn't, he would have walked, he would have had bases loaded and no outs. And then the double play comes and take him out the inning. So you can't bail a guy out of a game like that, you know.
You cannot bail him out like that, man. But Mississippi State, shout out. And they got a fairly young team too as well, man. And they gonna just get better and better, man. And that's gonna be the biggest recruiting tool now, not only for Vandy down out in the SEC, but Mississippi State. Hey, we got a championship team here too. So shout out to Mississippi State, man. We're gonna segue into our next one. Stanley Cup finals update, man. Oh man, Tampa Bay up 2-0, man. Hey, it looked like Tampa Bay is gonna be considered the new title town.
Right.
The new title town.
Man.
New title town, man. West 10. Hey, I know you ain't no Buccaneers fan or nothing, man, but I know you're a Predators. I know you're a Predators fan, man. But Tampa Bay, man, hey, 2-0, man. Next game tomorrow night.
The Canadians threw so much rub at that boy, Andre Vasilevskiy. I think that I'm saying his name right.
Vasilevskiy, yeah.
49 shots they threw at him. You only get 1 goal. They outshot him, I think 49-29 or something. But Tampa just. I always say a series is not a series until Montreal goes home. They got to win both those games at home. You know, they split. It's over with. But that boy stood, as they hockey term, stood on his head last night. Everything thrown at him, he was stopping.
He stopped everything.
And then for Tampa to score a goal with 0.3 of a second left in the second period, you can't give up a goal that late. But that kid made a heck of a diving play, you know,
he
on
did.
The pass across ice, and he dove. The defenseman dove, and hit both of them stick. But he got enough of them to get it past the goalie with 0.3 of a second left.
Man, yes, he did, man. That was amazing, man. Amazing goalie. Man, Tampa Bay, man, they just looking like that they are just finna repeat, man. I just looked at them from top to bottom, man. They front line, the way they changed, man. They just so in sync right now. They're playing good hockey right now. They in sync. They're playing with confidence. They look like that they're ready to go back to back, man.
Montreal's playing on borrowed money anyway.
They probably shouldn't even been there.
They were down 3-1 in the first series against Toronto, and Toronto choked, and Montreal won 3 straight. And then they swept Winnipeg. They upset a good Vegas team.
Yeah,
Vegas tried to out physical them instead of just playing hockey, and Montreal just outskated them, you know. And when they went back to Vegas and beat them in that 6th game, I'm like, you know, I was kind of shocked, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to a Vegas Toronto matchup, but you know, it is what it is. But I think it's funny saying that about Montreal because they used to be the hockey capital of the world. You know,
my God,
with 23 Stanley Cups, you know.
Oh man, Those Canadians went crazy. They love their hockey, man. The
They're not loving
Canadians
this right
love
now.
their hockey, man. They're not loving it right now.
But you know the funny thing about that,
Yeah.
I thought that I went up to Toronto a couple years ago, and it was for a basketball tournament. So I'm in the store talking to this guy, and I'm talking about some hockey. He's talking about, man, we don't give about no hockey here in Toronto. We love basketball.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I'm in Canada and they love basketball, you know, and then Toronto crazy about their basketball. They probably not crazy about the Maple Leafs now, but they
was hurting this year.
It just goes to show you, Coach, how times have changed, man. But when you think about it back in there, man, back in the day, the Maple Leafs, man, and Gretzky now, man. I mean, you think about Canada, man. They was, hey, when you go back to the Olympics and stuff, man, Canada had one of the top Olympic hockey teams too. Them and the Russians.
But you know what? Gretzky's son does not play hockey. He plays baseball in Canada, which is surprising.
That is very interesting.
Very surprising, knowing that the lineage of the Gretzky household, the family, the lineage of the Gretzky family, man, and you'd be surprised.
He didn't want that. He didn't want that pressure.
Oh man, granddad,
not that.
Granddaddy, and then granddaddy, then daddy. Hey man, I guess he didn't want that pressure, man. But he doing something that he loved doing and everything. I guess so.
That's what Wayne said. Hey, it's about what he loved doing, you know, and that's the same
Jordan.
way Papa was with Seth Jones. He said, I'm not going to make him play basketball. If he love hockey, that's what he going to do.
Yep. Let him do what he enjoy doing and everything, man.
I'm like Jordan's sons are executives.
What you say, West 10?
No. What'd you say, Crystal Clear?
I said Michael Jordan's sons are executives over the Jordan brand. They ain't playing nothing.
Exactly. Y'all know we fathers, we don't want our kids necessarily even be under that type of pressure unless they really want to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm so glad that the Stanley Cup's bringing out the stars though, man. My boy Judge Volta was at that thing and everything though. You know, there's a lot of people like hockey that people don't realize. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised you didn't see Tom Terrific at the game, man.
Tom Terrific?
I'm surprised Tom Brady wasn't at the game, man. The hockey game.
Oh, look, Tom Terrific.
Hey, that's what they call. Hey, that's what they call him, man. Tom Terrific, man. But one thing though, for real though, I done seen it, coached and seen it in all these years of coaching, man. I done seen coaches or I done seen fathers push their sons so far and trying to live their dreams through their sons. They push them so hard that the kids don't even want to play the game no more. They step back. They don't even want to be a part of the game. I just seen guys that push their sons so far in football that they just say, hey, man, I don't want to play football no more. Push them in basketball. They don't want to even play the game no more. And I know Coach can speak on it too.
And you definitely right, People's Champ. But it ain't even just that though. It's like away from the sport.
Yeah,
like,
right.
How they treat them, as far as them not accomplishing what they feel like they should accomplish, or this. Right. I have seen this in one case, like personally, like
coaching your kid, like coaching your child.
It's sad. It's so sad, especially when you know somebody personally, because like you say, they lose love and the passion that they had for the game. You know what I'm saying? For whatever they wanted to do.
Well, I just read an article today where kids not so much as being forced into it, but the travel baseball, the elite sports, where the kids don't get a chance to be kids. Every weekend you look up, they're on the road. They don't have a chance to be kids. And people have this notion that you can't make it into college or a good high school or even the majors playing rec sports. I mean, the kids today, they got to lock in on a travel team to be successful. I don't believe that all the time.
No, you don't have to.
It's good competition, but let the kid have some fun. You know, because
Right.
by the time they get to high school, man, you was a great baseball player. Come, man, I'm tired of baseball. Man, I'm tired of football. Man,
I don't want to play it no more.
Play. And there's so many kids out here today that you go to the park and them kids, I'm like, why you not playing ball? Man, I ain't got time for that. I'm just, it's too much of a schedule. It's this, that, and everything, so.
Yep.
You know why, Coach? Because they ain't let them be a kid. They ain't let them
be
the
kid.
Still try,
right.
They young adults still trying to find themselves. Like, because they hadn't had the chance to really be themselves. You know what I'm saying? Much far as without involving the sport or the craft that they involved in.
Man.
But it's not like you gonna like take AAU basketball for example. You playing high school basketball, you playing with kids you go to school with. It's the same kids, same teammates, so you build a chemistry. Then you got AAU basketball. They throw a bunch of top kids together for a short period of time. I mean, that's not how real sports work. That's not how real. Right. That's not how the college basketball works. That's not how the NBA works. Well, you're not gonna be playing with. Well, yeah, unless you're the Nets.
But I totally agree, Crystal. I totally agree. I mean, you know what? And Brian probably can attest to this too. They got it now where you have a team here in St. Louis, but yet this kid from Kansas City or Chicago, they pick them up and then they don't even have to practice. They just, I'll meet you in Chicago. I'll meet you here.
I'll meet you in Indianapolis. I'll meet you in
and
Nashville.
Put them in the lineup.
Yes.
And so what that tell you about the kid that's with you? Like, man, I ain't got time for this.
Right.
So I mean, that's what's going on out here.
You can't develop anything. You can't develop anything.
You cannot develop nobody, man. But hey, that's how it is. Hey, we're gonna segue into our next topic, man. Reggie Bush, man. Reggie Bush wants the NCAA to reinstate his request to get his Heisman back, man. Since everybody's getting paid for that likeness and their images right now in college sports, Reggie Bush said, "Hey, why not let me get my Heisman trophy back?
I want my toy back."
Exactly.
Hey man, but you gotta look at it, man. He was banned in he was banned by the NCAA in 2010 for receiving impermissible benefits from a marketing agency while he was a student athlete. I mean, he returned the Heisman Trophy. They removed him from the Heisman Trophy, and they had to disassociate him. He had to disassociate himself from USC. But you think about it. That don't have the stuff that he did on the field, man. Rushed for 3,169 yards. Him and Lindale White, they started their 1-2 combination, their 1-2 punch in college with them both rushing thunder and lightning, man. 3,169 yards rushing, 1,300 yards receiving, 25 touchdowns, 13 receiving touchdowns. For you guys that may not have never seen Reggie Bush play, go see this. Man. That guy was a treat to watch on the football field, man. And he was a soft-spoken guy too, man. I mean, he was so soft-spoken, man. And I remember the game when they played Notre Dame. I'm an Irish fan. When they played Notre Dame up there, and Reggie Bush, man, everybody knew that he was gonna get the ball, but they didn't know Matt Leinart was gonna sneak it in and stuff. And they called it the infamous Bush push. Reggie Bush pushing right across the goal line, and they end up beating Notre Dame. Notre Dame was going for the upset. So what y'all think, man? Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think
Reggie
Bush should get his Heisman Trophy? You think
reinstated? I think he should get his Heisman Trophy reinstated. Matter of fact, I don't think he should have ever lost it, because I don't think that the school gave back the money that they made off of Reggie Bush being in the school and him rushing all of that, rushing everything and packing the stadiums and everything else. They didn't give back the ticket money to people, because people came to see Reggie Bush. People tuned in to see Reggie Bush. So are y'all giving back all of the millions of dollars y'all made off of Reggie Bush? Y'all took his stuff away. I mean, it happened.
Get that man back here. trophy. Look at the numbers, man. That year, the boy deserved it. I mean, whoever was in the runnings probably would say he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I understand what happened, but the fact that they finna allow that now and he reinstatement, I mean, give that man back his hardware, man. What that's gonna do there to anybody? You know what I'm saying?
Did anything he get make him perform better on the football field?
Just got a couple of benefits. Got a few $1,000 from a company, but you go to the USC team store, they selling Reggie Bush jerseys for $80 a pop, $100 a pop for Reggie Bush jerseys and stuff at the USC team store. But he just get a couple dollars from a sports marketing firm and everything. Now it's a big deal. I mean, you look at it like LeBron. Look at LeBron. When LeBron was coming out, man, they made a big deal on his mom getting the Hummer, man. Made a huge deal on LeBron mom getting the Hummer and stuff. Like she couldn't get a loan, and LeBron was almost deemed ineligible and everything. And when he was at St. Vincent, St. Mary. So, I mean, you got to sit back and think, man, all these people making money off these, man, look at over the years how the NCAA has made billions of dollars off these kids.
Billions of dollars that they made off of these kids. It's like they're not going to get the money they made back off of Reggie Bush. So why Reggie Bush got to give back his trophy?
Exactly.
Coach, what you think about it, Coach?
You saw me clap when Crystal said what she said. I think it was crazy. They took that away from him anyway. It's so many ways. It reminds me of what they do on the Pete Rose. You know, give him what he did on the field. You know, anything after that. I mean, his numbers speak for itself. You know, and for him not to be recognized as a Heisman Trophy winner that year is insane to me. But I know St. Louis is paying Reggie Bush today. So because of that mishap down there at the Dome, you know.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, so but like I say, yeah, Reggie Bush needs to be reinstated as a Heisman Trophy winner, you know. So I mean,
it's just too much.
Man, it's just man. The kid was Reggie Bush was phenomenal on the football field, man. And then he went down to New Orleans. He got a Super Bowl ring with the Saints too, man. And it doesn't take away. I would say Reggie Bush his only blemish. And I ain't gonna even call it a blemish. Was Kim Kardashian?
I'm about to say his only blemish is he dated a Kardashian.
The Kardashian curse, man.
That's any of them.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Lamar, they get stuck with the Kardashian curse, man. That's what it is, man. But
Lamar ain't been right since.
Lamar ain't been right. Hey, Kanye ain't been right. I mean, hey, you look at it, man. Look at it. Ray J ain't been right. Everybody ain't been right, man. The curse of the Kardashian, man. Hey, man, we're gonna segue into off into the NFL OTA fines, man. We got 3 organizations that was fined because they weren't supposed to be practicing for the OTAs. Jacksonville Jaguars was fined $200K. San Francisco was fined $100,000, and who was the other team?
Dallas.
And the Dallas Cowboys, the Cowgirls.
You know they had to be in there somewhere.
I ain't really got no problem with all them teams. They need extra practice though. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
You beat me to that, West Tennessee, because I was gonna say, how you gonna find Dallas for doing extra practice? You know.
Oh my God! But not only did they get fined, but the head coaches got fined. So Urban Meyer gets fined out the gate $100,000. Mike McCarthy $50,000. Right, Mike McCarthy $50,000 out the gate Kyle Shanahan. San Francisco was the other one too.
All these new coaches.
Now that's the only one. That's the only one I'd be mad about is San Francisco. I mean, kick them out the league. You know, they ain't got
Coach, I got a vested interest in that, man. Don't get them guys extra practice and stuff. I got to see them twice a year.
Take away their draft choices.
But yeah, they got Kyle Shanahan got hit with a healthy $50,000 fine, and the organization got a $100,000 fine. And I'm like, wow, they just got hit up and fined and everything.
And
so
Urban Meyer makes me wonder what was going on at Ohio State. We'll move on. So that's
coach, you can go back a little.
Ohio State.
Hey, coach, you can go back a little bit further, man. You can go back to the University of Florida, man.
There you go.
Hey, man, ain't no telling what. Oh man, Aaron Hernandez. Oh man, ain't no telling what they was doing down at the University of Florida, man.
Oh man.
Hey man, a lot of those guys was getting paid back in the day, man. It just wasn't broadcast.
That's why Tebow got a job to keep him hush hush, I guess, you know.
Oh my God, they done gave Tebow a job, man. You had some good tight ends that was out there on the market and everything, man. But Tebow,
that man ain't laced up in what 4 or 5 years.
Man, he just came off the baseball field a little while ago, didn't he?
Yeah, because the Mets, he was with the Mets for a minute. You know, they signed.
He made it up to Double A. Yeah, he made it up to Double A.
Did he really play with the Mets? Or did he put on a uniform?
Oh man, but Broadway TiVo. Hey, what did Stephen A. call Tim Tebow? What do you call it? That's it. That's Stephen A.'s best friend.
That's my friend. My friend.
Tim Tebow. Hey man, we're gonna transition to, since we're on the NFL and the OTA Fines, we're gonna talk about the Washington Redskins, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I don't want to be politically incorrect.
The football team.
The Washington football team.
Exactly.
I don't want them coming after me, man. But the Washington football team was fined $10 million, man.
What was they doing over there, man? What was going on? What they mean?
But the thing is, West 10, the fine stems back from an investigation going back to complaints 15 years ago, man.
They're playing catch a girl, get a girl.
Oh man, they playing. That's what they doing, Crystal. You ain't lying. Hey, you know what?
We gotta play some everybody can win in. Catch a girl, get a girl. Like, at least we can win.
Look, man. Hey, you know what the crazy thing about that? Dan Snyder decided today to put his wife as the co-CEO, Tanya Snyder. She will take over the day-to-day football operation. Yeah, hey man, she told him, hey, you either put me over football operations or you'll be paying a health. If you didn't sign a prenup, you would definitely be paying out the butt. So
I told you.
Oh, Danny Boy had to put her as the CEO of the football team, man.
Oh yeah, he was in the doghouse for real.
Hey, and one more other thing, attorneys for 40 former Washington football team employees called the fine pocket change and a slap in the face.
And that's all it is.
It is $10 million for
$10 million. That ain't even what is that? That's not even one person's. That's not even one person's salary up in there.
Hey, we
talking
about Dan Snyder. We talking about a billionaire owner. So
that is his monthly play money.
That's what he play around with.
That's why his wife took over because that's messing with her shoe account. You playing games.
And looking at videos of them dang on cheerleaders in their swimsuits. That's what she got him over the head right there.
Oh yeah, she got about the short and curlies, what they call it, man. She got Dan by the short and curlies, man. He can't do nothing. And Dan Snyder does $2.6 billion, man. I think that's the team. If I'm not mistaken, it's either the value of the team or his net worth, man. But $2.6 billion, hey, Dan Snyder, $10 million ain't gonna make or break him, man. He get that he get that loan on interest, man. Interest drawn on his money and everything, man. So Dan Snyder, man, gotta watch out for him, man. All right, guys, we're gonna segue into our next topic, man. That's his net worth. His net worth is $2.6 billion. So Dan ain't hurt for a meal and everything. $10 million. He give it to a charity of his choice and keep it moving and everything. But he better walk a fine line because with this Me Too movement out there, Dan,
they ain't playing.
They ain't playing, Dan. You be forced to sell the team like what's my boy name for the Clippers before what's his name? Sterling. What's his name? Sterling, yeah. Donald Sterling. You don't want to be like Donald.
Donald Sterling, yeah. Yeah, Donald Sterling.
You'll be like Donald Sterling. They've been forced you out. And see, they forced Donald Sterling out into a great situation because he bought the Clippers for like 20-some million or something. And then when he sold it to Ballmer, he sold it to Ballmer for $2.1 billion or $2 billion. So they forced him.
Did his wife get most of that though?
Oh, settlement and stuff. Yeah, she didn't.
Don't they usually do?
Hello, West End. What you say? Don't they usually do?
Don't they usually do? I mean,
she divorced him. I think she divorced him and put him into a nursing home.
Shout out to my boy Rick Rouse, man. You ain't take a shot in the gym. I'm just saying, that's a whole other subject though. Anyway.
Hey man.
So I get you.
Hey, we're gonna segue into our next topic, man. We're gonna segue into the NBA finals and the NBA playoffs and stuff, man. Hey, Suns, they took care of business last night.
CP Thrizzle, you heard me.
They took care of business last night.
Like Slim, man. I'm telling you, man. 40. Hey, come on, man.
PG-13. PG-13 hit 41 in game number 5 in Phoenix. And Chris Paul returned the favor last night. Take this 41. Also take these 8 assists. Also take these 6 rebounds. Also take these 0 turnovers. I'm not gonna give you out.
Hey, Goose egg. What'd you say?
That's the
best stat. That's one of the best stats out of all that you name, man. 0 turnovers. As somebody
knows, turnovers.
Touching the ball every possession.
No turnovers. What you notice, Chris?
With Pandemic P.
What's up? Now you call him. Now you back to Pandemic P.
Pandemic P. He's Pandemic P.
Oh my God.
They're good when they front running. Like Paul George can dance on you. When front running, he's not the guy that's gonna bring you back into the game. He's not that
dude. Paul George is not that dude.
He's not the dude that says, "Give me the ball and get out my way." That's not him. Just like the little Ant-Man,
Pat Beverly. Oh, we're gonna speak about him too in a second, man. What you say about he is?
As long as they win it. But when it come back on you, nah, he ain't. They don't work well when they gotta. Them two, when they gotta actually put in the work to make you the comeback. That was Morris. That was Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson. Them the guys that was bringing them back in the games.
It just goes to show you how much. It shows you how much he missed Kawhi Leonard and stuff, man. It just goes to show you how much they miss Kawhi Leonard, man. And you
said that in the post game.
Yeah, you sit back and think, man. Like last week when we went through the Mount Rushmore point guards, man. For those of you all who didn't put CP3 on your Mount Rushmore, y'all need y'all butt whoop, man. Yeah. That little dude, I think me and West 10 was the only two. West 10, we were the only two that put him on that. Was he on your Mount Rushmore, Crystal?
Come on.
He was on mine.
He was on mine too. Was he on yours, West 10?
For sure.
I don't think he was on Stat Philly. Stat Philly, was he on your Mount Rushmore, man?
He said don't judge him. Nah, he said don't judge him. But he was a complimentary. He was a complimentary.
Oh, Stan Philly did put him as honorable mention, though. I got to give him credit on that. He did put him as honorable mention, man. But hey, he just had an amazing performance, man, and he wanted it more than everybody else, man. And that's what I think. What you think, Coach? Did you think CP3 wanted it more than everybody else, Coach?
CP3 wasn't gonna let what happened in Game 5 keep him from getting to that final. They asked him last night when they had to bleep him out because he lost his mind.
Oh yeah, we said all this shit going on. Oh, my fault. Let me go over and celebrate with my team.
Right. But they asked him after the Clippers cut it to 7. He went off and scored 14 of their next 16.
Yep.
They asked him where'd that come from. He said it came from I can't lose. We can't lose. And he took it out. He put them on their back, you know, and basically said, "Give me the ball." And that's what.
Give me the ball. Get out.
Give me the ball and get out my way. That move he made on the baseline when he made that reverse spin.
Stopped on a dime.
Mars is still looking for his jock strap.
Oh, that was looking like CP3 from the Hornets. Damn, but you know, I saw you know an article today. You know, it said that you know they beat the Lakers because Anthony Davis was out. They beat Denver because Murray was out. Now you got Leonard out. I mean, it's the way it is in the NBA this year, you know. But I go back to last year where they went 8-0 in the bubble, and you can see where Monty was taking them, you know. And I mean, it is what it is. You got injuries in the NBA. Ain't it crazy, Coach?
And you know what? That was 8-0 without CP3 last year.
Right. And so that because they're young. They very young.
Yep.
And
they need somebody to bring it all together.
But you know, I you know, I'm not so much say I'm a Clippers fan. I always liked Kawhi Leonard. I just like his style, you know, because he just comes to work and does his job and then he goes home, you know.
But he's a humble superstar.
It's too many injuries caught up to the Clippers. When Zubac went out, that basically
that was
made them go small. And it worked in the Game 5, but when you give a team another day to adjust to them going small, man, they just ate them alive. You know, Morris was coming off a bad knee, but you didn't have all that together. He had my son called me last night and said that you know, when Reggie Jackson is scoring, you gotta respect Reggie Jackson. So you can't go doubling him to get the ball out of his hand. That's when Paul George went off.
Right.
But the late in that game of 5, if you notice, they started running blitzes at George. George turned the ball over too much. He turned the ball over in their 41-point game. If you remember, when the Suns got back in the game, he made 2 crazy passes. Like, George, what are you doing that? And they scored 6 straight points and got back in the game.
Right.
I don't know if he sees the court well. To me, you know,
he doesn't operate. Paul George doesn't operate well under pressure. But one thing about
unless he's scoring, like
everybody saying, the team
never been known as a facilitator.
I mean, so I saw today where it looked like talking about they may blow the Clippers up and just build around.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you guys.
And then there's rumors that, did you see the one thing talking about Leonard leaving and going to Dallas because his connection with the people there, and him and Big Boy getting together out there? Because I think Leonard has he has the option on his.
That's what I was just going with, Coach.
He's a free. He can
opt out this year.
He can opt out.
He can opt out this year. I think he is. I think he's going to opt out.
Right. It depends on what that need is. But you know what though?
He will opt out this year. I mean, Luka is that one player. Hey, Luka is that one away. He will opt out. He will not come back. He will not put on the Clippers uniform in the 2021-22 basketball season.
Why do you think he won't put it on? Because they not doing what they thought they was going to do the 2 years he been there? Or the rumors I heard is just like San Antonio, they had bad information from the doctors out there, but
I find that hard to believe.
I do too. I do too.
PG let him down, man. PG ain't holding up his end, man. They come there, they supposed to come there, and they had this little thing. I know they talked this, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're gonna do this. PG ain't held up his end, man.
West 10, I'm with you on that, man, because I'm thinking that Kawhi went in and say, oh, okay, I'm gonna get this cat. He finna come over here. He finna ball out with me and everything. And now he get him. He know he can't depend on him under pressure, man. He said, man, no, I can't rock with this dude. I can't get with him under. He don't step it up under pressure.
But
when is he ever?
I go other than his performances in Indiana. I know West Tennessee, LeBron, man, could put LeBron in that situation with Chris Paul, with Paul George last night with Zubac out, that same bunch. You think he'd have pulled them through? Because Reggie Jackson
with shooters, yeah.
You know, LeBron have been in that situation before he played with Cleveland when they ain't had no back. You know what I'm saying?
LeBron drug a bunch of blind monkeys to the finals 2 years in a row.
He probably could have pulled it off. You know what I'm saying?
I just look at the fact that
PG
ain't no facilitator like LeBron is. That's the difference.
PG3 is not. He's not a Batman. He ain't even a Robin. He's just
PG-13 is Aquaman because you can't even give him Aquaman.
So if they blow that team up and build around PG, then are you saying that the Clippers is going to be down for a while building around Paul George?
This is what the Clippers are dealing with.
It's going to be what it is. They ain't finna. I don't think it's going to be no better.
Put it like this: I don't think no superstars is knocking down the door to play with Paul George. That's my opinion. I don't think no superstars is knocking down the door
today.
Well, I agree with that.
Get together.
I agree with that, but
man, they got a bunch of free agents coming up. They got Batum, Cousins, Serge Ibaka got a player option, Reggie Jackson, Kawhi Leonard got a player option. That's gonna look a whole lot different come next year. It's gonna look a whole lot different come next year.
Oh yeah.
And there's one thing I wanted to touch on real quick though. When everybody talking about the injuries and all that other stuff, they lost because of this person, they lost because of that person being out, that person was missing. When you think about it, the Phoenix Suns didn't have the number 2 seed in the Western Conference because they just played a bunch of nobodies. They beat all these teams when they were healthy. They were beating these teams when they were healthy. So who's to say just because this person was out that the Suns were not going to win those series? They were playing. They were prepared to play those teams because they played them all year long.
Right.
I mean, you play who's in front of you. You can't sit back and say, "Oh my God, they won because of this." That happens every single playoff run. Somebody goes down that nobody expected to go down, and teams got to adjust.
Somebody else got to step up. Yep.
You just don't put yourself in a position.
We can't discredit the Phoenix Suns.
I just think that Ty Lue got all he could out of that bunch, because if you look at it, as small as they were, I think Ty Lue probably one of the best coaches in the NBA. I think he got everything he could out of them. George, you can't be your top dog and your top dog go in the locker room with 7 points at halftime. And that's what George had. George finished with 21, but he scored, I think, 9 points after the game was 20 points. They were down by 20 points.
Yep.
So when Reggie Jackson didn't have that kind of game, And I didn't realize until the other day that he's on a veterans contract. Somebody gonna pay him $12 million, and it ain't gonna be the Clippers next year.
So ain't.
I didn't know he was on no veterans contract.
He's an unrestricted free agent.
Right. Well, they not gonna pay that kind of money to him.
Oh no. Somebody, you got somebody that got a little wiggle room, like the team that's right in the same building. They got a little wiggle room and stuff, man. Hey, why am I gonna pay Why would I pay Dennis Schroeder that $100 million he's seeking, and I can give Reggie, who's a better player in my opinion than Schroeder, I can give him 12 or 13, and he'd be straight with it.
Well, something in the water that he's drinking, because he asking for $100 to $120 million contract. You know.
Man, like West Tennessee say, man, they smoking something good out there in LA, man.
No. West Tennessee said that ain't even no smoking. That's something else he on. Because I just saying, I know
that's laced with something.
They got a lot more sense than that smoke all the time. So it got to be something more than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Oh my God, that is too funny, man.
Whatever it is, I'm telling you, something out there for that, man. Because he tripping right now. I think Schroeder. I think you a good player, but damn. Hold on.
You can ask for it, don't mean you're gonna get it, you know. So
hey, you can just put it out there, man. Hey, what about the Bucks and the Hawks, man? And these injuries, man.
The JV team that's playing right now.
Well,
Crystal, you just on fire tonight,
right,
man.
Right now, Milwaukee was blowing them up by 20, but Atlanta didn't care.
Without the G, man, you heard me.
Giannis ain't playing tonight, right?
Giannis ain't playing or Trey.
Oh, man. So
hey, Brian, I know. I heard you last week say if Trey didn't play, you brought up Isaiah Thomas. I guess Trey showed you I ain't playing.
Hey, I guess he did, Coach. Coach. Hey, when we talk about Zeke,
I commented on it. I think these agents are the reasons why these guys. The agents got a big interest in these guys.
They got investments.
Investment, right? And like I say, hey, hockey players about the only ones I know they're gonna play hurt. Basketball players today ain't playing hurt.
No, sir. Not in a million years.
So
not with these contracts.
Now with those contracts and now with those kind of contracts, they're not gonna play hurt.
You're right.
Man.
And like I said, right now, Crystal called a JV game. It looked like a rec game up in St. Vincent. And these guys going down the court.
I mean, Milwaukee is. I was sitting here as we talking. I watched them get like 5 offensive rebounds on one possession. Like,
wow.
It's like they're too big. It's like when they're doing this, it's like you realize that y'all really should be. This series should either be over or y'all should be up 3-1 because it makes no sense. Because y'all was bigger than this with Giannis in there. But it's like Giannis said, we played with our food the other night, so this is how we in the situation.
And Brook Lopez going down these dunks looking like he coming from Fire Slammer Jammer. I mean, Brook Lopez.
Right. He didn't call a one-handed alley-oop.
One-handed alley-oop threw it down.
Where did that come from?
Brook Lopez reliving those Mater D High School of those Stanford days, man. He's reliving those Stanford days, man.
But back up a little minute, and then we can get back. The Clippers series, PG missed the 2 free throws with 8 seconds left. That's a win they blew. Yeah, game 4. You can't throw away games like that in an NBA series.
You can't.
That was 2 games that the Clippers won. Clippers in that one game shot so bad. Both teams did. I think it was 12 possessions in a row where they had a chance to tie it up or take the lead. And where was Paul George in those 12 possessions?
He doesn't do well. He doesn't do well in those moments. But
what about action?
And somebody I heard today, I think it was Perkins, that said he shot the ball and was like hoping it went in last night.
Right.
You can't play the game that way. So
you
can't play it that way.
You can't play to lose. You got to play to win.
Play to win. Is Pat Beverly gonna get suspended how many games?
That's what I was getting ready to go to, man. That shove on CP3, is that gonna get him a suspension?
Well, I'm gonna speak out here, and I know West Tennessee liked it. I put a post up the other day that Patrick Beverly can play with me any day of the week. He
got that dog in him, man. He could definitely play with me, man.
I'm telling you, the dude, other than what he did last night, that's what he is. He one of them guys, and I know you play sports, Brian, and anybody that plays sports, you love to have them with you, but you hate to play against them.
Hate to play against that type of guy. You love when he's on the side, though.
I don't know that I would love to have him with me.
He got that dog in him, man. He got
that dog in him. But
I bet you if you ask LeBron if he'll love to have Patrick Beverly, he'll take Patrick Beverly in a minute.
And I don't know. I go back to Dennis Rodman. People say the same thing about Dennis Rodman, but Dennis, he got you 20 rebounds, and he had to put up with his shenanigans.
But what does Pat Beverly actually get you other than piss off a guard that gonna light somebody else up? What did he give you?
Hey, but you gotta look at what Dennis Rodman used to get in people's head too, just like Pat Beverly do.
You muted, Wes.
And
Wes, you muted.
You muted, Wes. Wes was going in.
I'm saying them always the odds though. What she's saying, like they either go in or they gonna fall apart. I mean, that's the whole thing about it.
This is what I was on YouTube watching some clips earlier because I wanted to see the highlight of what happened, and there was a clip of him trying to antagonize Steph Curry. Well, he tried to antagonize Steph Curry, and I think Avery Bradley probably wanted to slap him later on in the game because Steph just went off. Like you act. I'm just saying, but this is the Western Conference that he's playing in most of the time. So you took off Dame Lillard, Steph Curry.
He pissed off Durant. He pissed off Durant that year when Durant went crazy and got that 44 on him and stuff.
I'm just saying, does it really work? Because Kobe Bryant said that Tony Allen is a best defender against him. What guard has said that other than they feel like he's dirty? What guard is really giving him the respect of saying that this guy defends me well? Only thing they said they don't want to play him because they're scared he's gonna hurt him.
It's a lot of players that gave his props on like good players. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Early in that series, he was giving Devin Booker the blues.
Yes.
Now, he didn't. That was accident when he headbutted him, but because of his nature, people looked at it like
was it an accident?
Yeah,
it was an accident. I think, man. I don't think he's that dirty.
Man, he is not a dirty player, man. You know what I'm talking about?
He is.
Him and Dennis Rodman both said the same thing. This is how I got in the league. I can't play no other way.
Although, Mark Jackson said my favorite comment last night when he got mad. Like he was doing all of that. He was doing all that chirping when he crossed Chris Paul over early in the game. Like he was talking mad trash when he was doing all of that. But he said ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun.
Hey, so said.
That's the only thing that if you go back at him, just like if you did Dennis Rodman, that's how they respond. Because Dennis Rodman responded a lot of times like that. If you go back at him the way he went into, that's why Chris Paul said, I just had to keep my composure. If guys don't break down, then Patrick Beverly is just another guy.
Man, he made a great point, man. He did. He say when they was playing against OKC,
he took Westbrook.
Yeah, he dove in the Westbrook, Russell Westbrook's leg in OKC, man. Pat Beverly.
Man, he ain't been right since.
My thing is if the NBA would start getting on these guys for all this talking, then the Patrick Beverleys would be irrelevant because Everybody's out here running their
I
mouth.
want them to do that, coach.
Huh?
I want them to do that. That's the little bit of the back in the day ball that's left. That's
That's what I was getting ready to say. The NBA ain't gonna do it because it's entertainment.
That's it, man.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the trash talk.
Basketball, man. That is part
I'm
of basketball.
okay with the trash talking. I am okay with the trash talking.
But like Coach say, if they took that trash talking aspect out of the game, West Tennessee say that's the only part of the game that reminds him of back in the day, because the simple fact that back in the day they did trash talking, but now the NBA, you can't even breathe on nobody without getting a foul or getting fined and everything. So those hard fouls and everything is out the window.
How can you test somebody mental pressure? How else can you test somebody how strong somebody is mentally? That's just one part of testing how strong somebody is mentally. I mean, you got to be
trash talking. I'm okay. The trash talking is okay. The trash talking, like Pat Beverly, when he's trash talking, I'm perfectly okay with. But and even though that foul in Game 5 on Chris Paul, Chris Paul initiated the contact, but he did fall extremely hard. And when you start doing that stuff on the antics that he was doing on the sideline, it lingers on. It takes a turn from trash talking to unsportsmanlike.
I didn't agree with him doing the antics when Paul went down, but my thing, I tell my kids all the time, you don't have to get screened. How else was he gonna play Chris Paul? Just stand there and go over the screen, under the screen, let Paul go. He got between the screen. Paul drew the contact when he jumped back into him. So
Paul drew the contact. So the contact I ain't had no problem with. But if he'd just walked away and like I ain't trying to do that, but he wants to mock Chris Paul when he actually could have legit hurt himself. He could have legit hurt his tailbone.
And he was mocking the fact that Chris Paul could have got hurt. So I think he was just mocking the fact. I think he was just basically letting him know you're gonna have to go through me because I ain't moving. I got him between the screen.
He was mocking him, saying that Chris Paul was flopping. That was the whole antics of it all. He was trying to say that Chris Paul was flopping. And Chris Paul do flop.
My thing is, I believe he did flop, but it was a flop that it almost caused him getting hurt because Beverly didn't do anything. Beverly just trying to get through the screen.
He didn't do nothing.
So you can't say, Beverly, you need to go over the screen.
The play that Beverly made wasn't wrong.
Well, the play wasn't. I didn't like the mocking that part.
Mocking wasn't.
But my thing on it is the talking is so much goes on in the game, it builds up.
Yes.
In high school, in college, you can't even get to that level because the referee's giving you a tech just for looking at somebody.
Sure is.
You can't even open your mouth. They give it in pregame. You can't. Nobody on this court can talk except your captain to the referee. Anything else is a tech. Well, the NBA can't play that way because they talking coming out the locker room. Trying to get in people's head mentally. And college, you can't even get to that level.
No.
So the thing is that you have the Beverleys and the Rodmans in the league. Some of that stuff gonna look, people call it the antics. But like I said, to me, I hated Dennis Rodman when he played with the Pistons. I loved him when he played with the Bulls. It's just the way he was, what he did to Scottie Pippen, and then turn around and what he did to Malone when they played Utah. Hey, he was doing his job.
Hey,
I'm all for you doing your job. I'm all for you being somewhat of an aggravator, but you get to the point where you doing stuff like he did last night. At the end of the game, it's like, okay,
come on now, Crystal. Flopping is a part of the game now.
Flopping is a part of the game.
Everybody don't like it. So
I'm not gonna say who the biggest flop in the league now. But
it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Coach. Hey, Coach, is West Tennessee boy the biggest flop in the game, man?
We're not gonna go there. But did you see the foul that they called on Cousins? That Paul flopped on that. But they hit Cousins.
Chris Paul is a master flopper.
Oh, man.
Master flopper.
The players know that he's a master flopper. So Chris Beverly react the way he did when they called the foul on him when he went through the screen. Like, man, get up off the floor. You know, so
if I'm a good defensive player, if I'm one of the best defensive players on your team, and I think I'm playing some real good defense, and this dude got a call on a flop, I'm finna mess with him too, because I know I just played good defense, and you just got the refs. That's what happened. You ain't. I played good defense. You know what I'm saying?
I guess what it is for me is that I think Beverly's a better agitator and instigator than he is a defender. I don't think he's a great defender because I don't think that he actually locks down his position on the or makes the guys who play that position well that uncomfortable.
Well, who votes on the awards in the NBA? Did he make all defensive teams?
I don't think so.
Oh, did he make all? That's a good question.
He did make all defensive teams.
Philly, what did it do? Did they make all defensive?
The Pat all defensive team, man. Cause I thought he did. If he didn't make first, I know he probably made second and third team, man. I know. Hey, I thought I saw him on the list.
But I agree with what Chris was saying because in a point where guys, I've gotten on guys. It's like, you know, wake up a sleeping dog. If he sleep, let him sleep. Leave him alone over there. You know, I get on my guys. What you doing running your mouth? You sitting on the bench over here, you hollering at some guy on the floor that's playing, you know, and he look over at you. You sitting on the bench, you yakking your mouth, you know. Leave the man alone. Leave that sleeping dog alone.
Let a sleeping dog lie. Don't wake him up.
In baseball, you hit all that woofing, then you throw somebody high and tight, and next thing you know, he said, okay, I'm gonna remember that. You ain't got to say nothing. Next one is a line drive back at your head. Leave the dude alone.
He wasn't even on all defensive team this year.
That was 2020. He was
2020. He was all defensive on 2020. So that goes to show you, Beverly is a good defender, man. So, but make a long story short, Beverly's at home right now, right along with Steve Ballmer, Ty Lue. They all of them gone fishing, man. So there will be no LA Clipper banner being hung up this year in our Staples Center.
And I told them they need to move to Seattle.
Hey, that would be a perfect spot for them, man. They have the love and support for their fans and everything. And then Coach can go up there and catch a Seahawks. He catch the Seahawks game on Sunday. He catch the NBA game on Saturday night. Coach have a good weekend up there. The Supersonic game on Saturday night. The Seattle Clippers.
Ty Lue was a little disappointed when the Lakers got beat. And he said, I think everybody in LA ought to be pulling for us. And then you heard what happened. People got on TV, said, man, people don't care about the Clippers. They never have. Me and my son got in a discussion last night. Well, where are the Clipper fans from? He said, well, you know, them bougie Laker fans, because he can't stand the Lakers. He said, you know, they from Hollywood. You know, they are around there. I said, I guess the Clipper fans come from Crenshaw.
Right. Hey, they say the Laker fans, they call it Hollywood. They from Hollywood. They're from Hollywood. And the Clippers.
So I'm like, they had 18,000 people in there from Crenshaw. I said, where they coming from? So
hey man, they from Compton. The Clippers fans from Compton, I guess, man.
From Compton.
Those tickets were cheaper. Those tickets were cheaper.
And I saw that. I'm like, how is a nosebleed seat in the Laker game $300 and you can get a $30 seat on the center court
at the Clippers, man? I'm telling you, man. Hey, shout out to my man Billy Crystal. He was there last night, man. Billy Crystal's a diehard Clippers fan. And I think Billy Crystal do that just to go against and piss all Laker fans off and everything.
But he's been a Clipper fan for as long as I know.
He's a true Clippers fan.
He's a true Clippers fan. He is.
But when the Clippers are the home team against the Lakers, how much do the tickets cost then? Are they Clipper price or Laker price?
Man, they probably the Laker prices in there, but Coach, they charge them Laker prices.
for the Lakers game is shorter than the one for the Clippers game because they don't need as many floor seats.
Girl, you need to quit, man. If you go out to LA, them Clipper fans go definitely come looking for crystal clear, man. hey, man. Hey, I gotta ask y'all, man. We finna segue over to our Mount Rushmore. And tonight's Mount Rushmore is the Mount Rushmore of NBA centers. The top 4 NBA centers. Since we sticking with the NBA and the playoffs, and we in the playoff theme. Now we're talking about last week we did the Mount Rushmore of point guards. Now we're doing the Mount Rushmore of NBA centers. Hey, without further ado, I'm gonna start off with crystal clear. What's your Mount Rushmore NBA centers?
Okay. Let me see. Gotta say Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
Cap.
Uh-huh.
Olajuwon.
Uh-huh.
The last one. I'm gonna go with Ewing.
That was a shocker, but hey, you gonna go with Big Pat, okay?
I'll go Ewing.
Hey, what about you, West 10?
Okay. I'm gonna go. Whoa. Kareem, yeah. It's hard to leave Kareem off that right.
Okay. There. Yes, sir.
Kareem, and Hakeem.
Okay.
A lot. The dream. That's far for what I've seen personally. That was one of the first great centers I seen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Was Bill Russell? Was he a center?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, it ain't no way you can't leave him off there, man. Bill Russell.
12 rings, you can't.
And
one more.
Will Chamberlain.
Wilt the Still. Okay.
Yeah. And I actually got 2 honorable mentions. I gotta say Shaq and Patrick Ewing. Shaquille O'Neal and Patrick Ewing. Them my honorable mentions.
Okay. Coach, who's on your Mount Rushmore NBA centers, Coach?
Oh man. Let me see. He named all the ones I like. Let me see that. Let me get some laughs here. Jack Sigma.
Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie. No. man. Hey.
Oh my
hey.
God. Badu Bowl.
Oh, my goodness. Man, okay, let me see.
Olden Polonies.
Olden Polonies got traded for Scottie Pippen. So
yeah, he did.
And don't forget about George Mikan now,
George Mikan.
But anyway, let me see. Let me get real here. Oh man. 4-4-4.
Yes, sir.
I like him. I got to see him in person with the Spirits, but Moses Malone,
Big Mo, yes sir.
King, Jabbar, and I guess Russell / Chamberlain. I'm staying old school. They don't have centers today, no way. So
right.
Yeah, you had to go back in the day.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
man.
That would be mine right there. Moses, King. Who did I say? My third one was Malone.
Malone.
And then Russell / Chamberlain. I can't decide between them.
You say Moses Malone, Kareem,
Elijah, and King. Those 3 for definite. Okay. And then I can't decide between Russell and Chamberlain.
Okay. What about you, Steph Philly? Give me your Mount Rushmore, brother.
All right. I'm gonna leave Russell and Wilt off of my list, and I'm gonna go with some guys that I saw coming up. But they definitely respect it though.
Okay.
We got to put the Diesel on there. Shaq Diesel. Then we're gonna go with a King. We got to put Kareem on there as well. And I got to put my boy in there. He doesn't get a lot of love, but I liked him. David Robinson. Gotta put David Robinson up there for me.
You put the Admiral.
And honorable mention, my honorable mention, no love either. Dikembe Mutombo. How about that?
Okay.
No.
How about that?
Not in my house.
Hey man, my Mount Rushmore of NBA centers, man. Got to go with El Capitan, man. Hey, Lou Alcindor, man. Hey, you know what? If you ever look at Kareem and Lou, when he was Lou Alcindor, he was a killer, man. He was good as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but when he was Lou Alcindor, hey man, when he was Lou Alcindor, man, he was a beast, man. But I gotta go with Lou Alcindor.
That was all the way from New York to UCLA to Milwaukee.
Yes, sir. When he was Lou Alcindor, hey man, he was a killer, man. Second person, I gotta put up there, man. I gotta put up Wilt, man. I gotta put up Wilt the Stilt, man. Hey, Chamberlain, man. Hey, besides him sleeping with 50,000 women, man. Hey, that dude was a monster, man. He changed the game of centers, man. He was just that dominant, man.
And hey, man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, because just even knowing that fact made you respect him more. Like, damn, he had stamina. That boy was showing up every day. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that, man. You got to. You know what I'm saying?
Like, where did the energy come from?
We're talking about stabbing on the court, right?
Exactly. Either way, he got stamina, period. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Oh my God, West 10 is wild, man. Hey man, okay, we got Kareem.
That's that Pisces. That's that Pisces in him. I was thinking it,
God.
But he said.
Hey, West 10 say Wilt had tons of stamina. Okay, Kareem, Wilt. I gotta put if you ever seen Bill Russell, man, he has some amazing footwork around the basket, man. He has some great footwork around that basket, man. You gotta put Russell in there, man. And then my other center, man. Oh, man. I like Olajuwon and his footwork and everything, man, but I got to give it to Shaq Diesel, man. Olajuwon is my honorable mention, man. I got to give it to Shaq because he is the most dominating center in the history of the NBA. He just dominated, man. He just was just so aggressive and bully ball and everything, man. And the crazy thing, the crazy thing about Shaq, man, when Shaq went on the campus at LSU, Shaq was in the shadow of a guy by the name of Stanley Roberts. Big Stanley was 7'2", and you thought Shaq was big. When Shaq was a freshman at LSU, he was a slim kid, man. Stanley Roberts had that muscle and that bulk on him and everything. And Shaq could tell you, Stanley Robinson helped made him the center he is today. Because when they was in practice, Stanley was hitting him with elbows and everything, man. And Stanley Robinson is the reason Shaq picked up size and everything. Because when Shaq stepped on LSU campus, he was slender, man. He had a little bulk, but he was a lot slender. But when you saw Stanley Robinson next to him, you like Shaq got to pick up some weight and everything. But ask Shaq, he credited a lot of his success to Stanley in those days at LSU. But Shaq.
I went down to LSU when Shaq was, I think, his freshman year.
Yeah.
I saw them in a scrimmage game against each other. No two big dudes was banging. And Shaq threw down a dunk that brought the backboard down, delayed the scrimmage for about an hour. They had to bring in another backboard.
Wow.
But those two dudes, man.
Nobody gave Dwight Howard no love.
Oh, Mount Rushmore? I mean, hell.
Hey man.
Hey, nobody
Hey,
nobody
Y'all gotta
gave
excuse
us.
me. I'm working on a couple of hours of sleep, so I'm a little.
I see, man. I was finna see if hey,
You was right. You was right about Shaq Diesel. He was one of the most dominant centers, man. But I ain't discrediting your Mount Rushmore, not one bit. I love it actually. You know what I'm saying? But I just gotta put this on notice. Jack would tell you himself. He dominated everybody except Hakeem the Dream. Except Hakeem the Dream.
The Dream.
It's the only one he could not dominate. You know what I'm saying?
At the beginning, he had his problem with Kung Fu. Who was the big boy from China?
Yao Ming.
When he blocked Shaq a couple of times, and Shaq like, who is this dude? And Shaq got him that one time. You know,
like, what happened here?
Hey, but Shaq did post to Mr. Olajuwon too. You go and Google it, man. Shaq got him a couple times too, man.
You're an NBA player. You can hit up on a poster, man. I mean, people get posted too much credit. I mean, there
are certain people who don't get put on posters.
When you live in the paint, you gonna get a poster eventually. You know what I'm saying?
There's some people who don't.
I agree. An old hometown boy here, Anthony Bonner, got dunked on, and he came back home. He said, "Man, if you never been dunked on in the NBA, you ain't never played in the NBA." You know,
that is so true.
But West Unsale Center.
Yes, Big West Unsale.
I like back in the day because I was undersized as a basketball player. The Willis Reeds and the West Unsles, man, and they battled against the Chamberlains and the Boys and all them back there, you know. So,
yeah, Shaq ain't never been on a poster.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Shaq ain't never got dunked on.
There's a reason for that, though.
Why is that?
Like, would you really want to run into that brick wall?
Yeah.
Shaq go throw you down. Shaq had a lot of 90s in him, though. You feel me?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all the best. Hey, the funniest fight ever, man, is when Shaq and Charles Barkley had to fight on the court, man.
Oh Lord, man, that was a hell fight, and then nobody.
Oh my God, man, that was the funniest fight.
Both punches, and nobody connect on nothing. I said, "What the hell?"
Is that the one where Shaq mama called him in the locker room?
Yeah.
Told him, y'all need to stop that. Stop acting like that. Go apologize to that man.
And
his mama got him a couple times.
Yep. And you can see you can still see him on inside the NBA, man. There, they still do that same thing, man. Hey, man, it has been another amazing episode, man, of No Balls, No Glory, man. We thank you guys for tuning in. We want you to come back with us. Join us Monday, man. We got a good weekend of sports coming up. And come back and join us Monday to see what we're going to talk about on Monday, man.
So, man.
Hey, don't let it.
Y'all have a good 4th of July. Everybody watch.
Yeah.
Have a good 4th of July from the
Everybody enjoy your holiday.
Enjoy your holiday, man. We the sports gurus, and we out of here, man. Take care, y'all.